If you've been using Metro Mapmaker a long time, thank you. I hope you've been enjoying Metro Mapmaker, and I think you're really going to like the new features and additions. First thing you're likely to notice is that the menu has been redesigned, reorganized, and it should be much more intuitive and easier to use. You can see on the left-hand side is the original version of Metro Mapmaker, and on the right-hand side is the new and improved Metro Mapmaker design. Buttons are now in 3 groups: red buttons for editing maps, blue for saving maps, and green for adjusting the interface. The Style button is also new, which allows you to change the look and styling of your map with just one click. Previous versions of Metro Mapmaker had one style based on the Washington, D.C. metro. Now there are 5 line widths from very thick to very thin. Previous versions only had the single line width, which was very thick. There are also now 7 main station types. There's the Washington, D.C. that you're already familiar with, plus rectangles, rounded rectangles, thin circles, and other types of circles, large, medium, and small. Different station shapes will look different depending on your line width. For example, if you've chosen rectangles or rounded rectangles, and you're using a very thin line width, either the 25% or the 12.5%, then your stations will be drawn in their color. But if you use a thicker line width, then the stations will be drawn in black and white, so it's easier to see them. I think stations shaped like circles also look really nice with a thin line width. Importantly, you can mix and match station shapes, giving you lots of flexibility in making your maps. So if I were to edit this station here, then I can change this style to rectangles, for instance. Right now it's not possible to mix and match line width, but this is a feature I'm considering for a future version of Metro Mapmaker. Let me know if that's something that you'd like to see. And if you have other ideas for how to improve Metro Mapmaker, or even if you've just made a cool map, I would love to see it. The Metro Mapmaker community is so creative, and I love seeing what people come up with. Metro Mapmaker will also check to see if stations are adjacent to each other and can draw them as a single station if you're using thin circles, rectangles, or rounded rectangles as your station shapes. Another huge feature I wanted to mention is that every single Metro Mapmaker map ever made by users like you, there's almost 200,000 as of this recording. These are now available to browse and remix. In the menu, if you scroll down to All Maps by Date, you can see how many maps were created on a given date. Clicking on a date will show you thumbnails of maps created on that day. If you like a map, you can remix it and make it even better. Just don't forget to click Save and Share when you're done to get a new URL. You can download maps in SVG, vector, or PNG format. SVG images are great because they're print quality and scale well, but you'll want a PNG if you're sharing on social media. The PNGs that you download from this screen will have a transparent background. If you want a white background, download the PNG image from this screen. Maps are now easier to share, too. Every map will have a preview image so you can display it on social media. If you really like a map, you can like it too. And in a future version, I'll be releasing a page that lets you see the highest rated maps. Another quality of life improvement is better support for smaller screens. I know a lot of people like to put 2 screens side by side, one with Metro Mapmaker and another with a map of their city. Now that'll be a lot easier. Another quality of life improvement is that maps should load much more quickly, too, about 8 to 32 times quicker than before. Now that loading maps is much faster, I'm considering increasing the maximum map size So if this is something you'd be interested in, let me know. This is just a quick summary of the biggest new features in Metro Mapmaker, but there's actually a lot more. I'll link to the full release notes in the description. Happy map making!